All right, hi everyone. This is Brad from Board Game Geek. I'm here with Randall from Catalyst Game Labs, and we're just going to talk about your latest stuff. You can just tell us, what's coming next from Catalyst Game Labs.
We actually have a lot of stuff coming out this year. This certainly is probably going to be our most ambitious year. Obviously, starting with Battletech, near and dear to my heart, giant stompy robots. We are starting. We're just kind of wrapping up the Jihad era. As well as we spent a year kind of going back in time to the Star League era and really kind of fleshing that out. And this year we're finally starting to roll into the Dark Age era, which was the old WizKids, Dark Age, Mech Clicks. We're going to actually really start fleshing that out. And then we have a fast version of Battletech that we call Quick Strike, that we published a couple years back in Strategic Operations, and it allows you to play Battletech almost kind of as a pure tabletop miniatures game. Really fast, but still retains all the flavor of Battletech. We've had a lot of people asking, hey, when can we get that just as its own rulebook? And so we're actually going to be releasing that as Alpha Strike, so you can just grab a single rulebook, grab your minis, and you can be playing really fun, fast games of Battletech. So that's kind of what we're doing with Battletech. We have Leviathans that, as many know who've been following us, finally came out late last year. And we are mostly sold out of the core box. And so that's fantastic, but at the same time it means that we now have to, okay, how fast can we get a new reprint going? And then we're hoping to have the Captain's Box, which will be filled with additional enhanced rules, elevation and weather and steering rules and all of that. I'll hopefully have that out by August. And then we continue to develop the Germans and Italian factions, which will be the first ones that we want to release down the line. We also have Cosmic Patrol, which is our indie game. It's our little Red Book indie game that's an homage to rockets, ray guns, and robots, giant bubble fish tanks on your head. And it's a super quick, fast, improv-style game. And we have a new book for that called The Moon Will Be Ours, coming out in August. So we're excited about that. We're also expanding significantly into our tabletop area. Last year we published Balance of Power, which we like to call Risk for chess players, with just a little dollop of diplomacy in there. So if anyone's interested in that, check that out. We also have a game called Linear. And Linear is kind of Blockus-esque. In that you're laying lines of beads and trying to maximize the number and combination of the various lines for points. And there's a free iOS and Android and Facebook. It's a couple of different versions that are it's already available. And then the board game version will be out in August. We have another one called The Duke. We did a successful Kickstarter of that last summer. And it's just about ready to finally get on a boat coming this way. It'll be out in June. And it's a really great game in that everything you need to know about the game and the tiles and their movement is on the tiles. Then each time you move a tile, it flips over. And so it has elements of chess, but it's a lot more dynamic. And you can there's a free print and play, as well as the full rules that are available up online. You can go up, download it, cut the pieces out, play it, see if you'll enjoy it. Hopefully you'll check it out. And we have a couple other casual games that we're working on down the line, obviously. And now we come to the big thing, which is, obviously Shadowrun. We have a huge year in Shadowrun. Hopefully we're not throwing around hyperbole too much or our own hubris, but we hope at the end of the next 12 to maybe 18 months, we'll have seen like the coolest, biggest year that Shadowrun's ever had. And that's saying a lot, because Shadowrun's done some really fantastic things over the years. And a lot of that was kind of some great serendipity and some great working together. First of all, last year, Jordan Wiseman, who was the original creator of Shadowrun, ran his successful Shadowrun Returns campaign, which is kind of a spiritual legacy to the old NES game that a lot of Shadowrun players, a lot of players of just computer games, really remember that as being a fantastic game. And so he's just been showing some preview play on that that has been really getting the internet going. And so that's coming out this summer. And then we have the Cliffhanger production team from Europe. Jen and his team is doing Shadowrun Online. which is the MMO experience. And so we're working with both of those companies to make sure that as much as we can, the cross-pollination of plot threads and the authors are working together, and we're doing a really great job on that, I think. And then finally for Catalyst, we have Shadowrun 5th edition, which we've been working on for a good 12 to 18 months now. We're really excited to have that come out. For those that might be a little worried that maybe we're going, if we're going to take Shadowrun 4th edition and throw the whole system out, that's not the case at all. We're going to take that award-winning system and we're just going to go in and we're trying to enhance those aspects of the game and the universe that help to accentuate the themes and the stories that we want to tell. From the very beginning, Shadowrun's always been about there's a price for everything. There's all this great cyberware and bioware, and I could cram it in my body and I become a super soldier, but how much of my humanity am I giving up for that? And so both the mechanics as well as even the graphic design and all that are trying to accentuate and get back to that. Yeah, I can be the Super Sammy, but I'm paying how much of my soul to be able to do that. So that'll be out in the summer. We also have Shadowrun Crossfire, which is a cooperative deck building game. And it was designed by Jay and his Fire Opal team, and they did a really, really great job of making a game that is truly the players have to work together to win. There's a lot of really great deck building games out there, but a lot of them, often it kind of feels like you're just playing by yourself at the table. Whereas in Shadowrun, you'll lose and lose often if you're not really careful, working together. And then we also have Shadowrun Sprawl Gangers. We don't actually have that here at the show because that's a little bit further on, but that's a skirmish level miniatures game that we're working on. Literally just before I came here to PAX East, I put the finishing touches on a second playtest that was sent out, and I'm co-designing that with Ross Watson, who's worked at Fantasy Flight and a whole bunch of other great games companies. It's been fantastic to work with him. And then we're also going to be working with Cool Mini or Not, so that we can tap into their expertise in making really fantastic miniatures. And so that'll be out hopefully in the fall. And then one of the last things, if we're not doing enough for Shadowrun, is we just barely announced that we're going to be releasing Shadowrun print novels again for the first time in a really long time. And we're committing to 6 brand new novels that'll start coming out in the fall. And we're also hoping to be able to publish omnibus versions of a lot of the old classics, The Secrets of Power and Nigel Findley's work. And then we're also just starting development on a board game called Hostile Takeover that'll actually be kind of the beginning of even next year. So yeah, we've got obviously tons and tons of fantastic stuff we're doing. Hopefully, one of those things is going to be of an interest to, whatever fan might be out there, and you can kind of check us out. CatalystGameLabs.com obviously is our website. Shadowrun.com is kind of the portal site for all things Shadowrun. Shadowrun Returns and Shadowrun Online are also plugged in there. And then Shadowrun Tabletop is where Crossfire, 5th edition, Sprawl Gangers, every week we've got new dev blogs, we've got new art blogs, you can check all that out there.
Great, thank you very much. Sounds like a lot of great stuff coming this year.
Thanks for letting me just talk on for a while, appreciate it.
No problem.